Hello, everyone. I am Ashley Diet, a diamond with Young Living, a mother of 5 awesome boys, and just so excited to share with you all tonight. We are going to be talking all kinds of different ways of, ready for it, how to meet people anytime, anywhere, and attract them to your business. So I'm going to give you tips and strategies. I wouldn't call them tricks, but things that I have used to keep it so that I always have what I would say new friends or prospects or yet to be members around constantly. I built my business. It was almost 5 years ago when I enrolled. In March, it will be 5 years. And I very much built my business through using my current contacts. And what I mean by that is warm market, and that would be through social media, warm market, and through, of course, in person. So I did a lot of classes and also did a lot of people saw what I was doing online. I arranged a phone conversation with them and enrolled them. So that's really, it might sound a little bit strange, but what I will tell y'all is I will say in person, but a lot of what I've done has resulted from my exposure to them on social media. So some of you that might be joining me tonight or watching the replay of this, I want you to think about really right now, every single day, who you're exposing yourself to. And that could be in person, that could be in your car while you're at a stoplight, that could be at Target, that could be at your kid's practice, that could be a doctor's appointment, but that could also be your storefront, which is your social media pages, right? That could be your Instagram account, that could be your stories, that could be your Facebook account, that could be Twitter, it could be you maybe Vimeo, it could be YouTube, whatever it is, you're exposing yourself every single day and you are your own storefront. So what I love about that concept is that every single day we all get to decide how much exposure we're going to do, how much we're going to be opening up shop, and how much we're going to be behind closed doors and kind of keeping it all to ourselves. So I am so excited to really go through and just dive in with y'all. The goal is for it to be a true power hour, so we're working together and not me just talking. But I do want to do some exercises to you to help you open up your mind and also just say something that you have probably heard over and over again. It might sound slightly cliche at this point, but it is the absolute truth. The way to get better at this or any business is to work harder on yourself than any part of your business. To work harder on yourself, to improve your leadership skills, to improve your marketing skills, to absolutely improve your skills at communication, your skills at problem solving, and every single part of you comes out through this business. And the good parts will be magnified, and so will the tough parts and the parts you struggle with. So that law is true, just as the law is true. Love this with money, right? Your money habits now will literally be your exact same money habits when you make $1 million a month, because all it does is magnify. So it magnifies what you do, and so does leadership. So I love this because a lot of people will be like, oh, leadership, it just gives me glasses to see the world, or it's a lens into people in the world. I'm like, no, it is a magnifying glass that's pointed from the people who follow you back on you so they can look at every single thing you do. And I didn't say magnify it for the wrong reasons, but they either see certain parts of you as big and they love it, or they see certain parts of you big and they think it's out of proportion. Kind of like how we unfortunately judge people and their bodies. Little food for thought thing to think about too, right? It's not always about physical characteristics, but it's really about you and your character and your skills. And what people see more of is what they will think you are all about. And what they see less of is what they think you are not about. So as anything, you got to make legs to this business. You got to make legs to sharing, which means right here where you are today, you have to decide what you want, as in from a personal aspect of this. What do you want to get out of it? Who do you want to become? Who do you want to attract? And what's in it, not just for them, but what's in this for you? Are you looking to make new friends? Are you looking to connect in a community? Are you looking for people that are truly those 5 people? That are ride or die, that every single day at the end of the day, you're like, have I connected with my 5? Because all of us have said this pretty much. The sum of the 5 people you spend the most time with is you. Like it literally is you. So if you look around and you don't like your best friend, you and your husband fight all the time, and you are wondering why in the world you have these girlfriends that constantly invite you to do stuff that you don't want to do, here's the deal. You are them. Because they are choosing to surround themselves with you, which means you represent literally the sum of them. So here's what I love. If there's things in your life that you don't like, you don't have to change them right away. What you do have to change is your mind. You do not have to change those things. Don't ditch your friends. Please don't divorce your husband. Please don't that's not what I'm saying. You change your mind about what is appropriate and inappropriate, and you just begin every single day working on yourself so that you attract the kind of people that you want to surround yourself with. So you don't say on Facebook, here's my favorite. Y'all don't act like you've never seen it. Someone's trying to build a business and they're like, hey guys, I'm really looking to connect with girlfriends. Just wondering if anybody, wants to hang out with me tomorrow at 2 p.m. That's not a bad thing, but guess what that one attracts? That attracts people who probably also have what? You're like, what? Yeah, because no one's going to respond back. They probably don't really have connections, or they're super needy, or they have an inordinate amount of time to spend when they don't even know why you're asking them, right? Like they're just kind of floating around on earth. Maybe they'll come meet you. But the thing is, you have specific qualities of people that you want to surround yourself with. So it's not random. It's not a Facebook post to try to find friends. It's not going out there one day and saying, I'm going to set this library play date until I meet a mom that gets me. Like maybe those things aren't bad, but you really want to develop in yourself qualities that no matter where you go, you can find 5 people and keep those 5 people that are close to you, but you also can attract people that have those qualities and learn how to connect them to our community, because you have a community that you know your core values, you know what they are, and you literally sell them all day long. What does that mean? Brand new on here, never enrolled one person, absolutely for you, because here's the deal. Call your upline tonight, literally after this power hour, and say, like, I don't know what we're about. Like, I do not know what we're about. Because maybe you don't. Maybe they don't have team values. Maybe they don't have a lot of personal expression in their posts and you don't know what they're about. Well, figure out what they're about, because you get to decide. You're either about that with them or you're about your own thing. And it's kind of like basic any knowledge we need when we evaluate a situation we're in. We're either with a leader and we love them and we literally unite with them, or we unite with them, but we decide to have our own flavor. And maybe we do that from the beginning, or maybe we do it later on. Again, no right or wrong way. Just thinking through that a little bit and thinking about how you absolutely are selling all the day long. You're selling the community and what you plug people into. So if that's your uplines group, if that's your group, if that's in-person classes, if that's online classes, whatever that flavor is, you are plugging them into it. And you have to be rock solid on how you feel about that, and also like what you're about. Like if someone asked you, like, tell me about yourself, I want you to know loud and clear what you would say back. Like, tell me about you. Because it's not about your family, like how many kids, or if you're dating, or if you are interested in someone, or if you're married, or what your job is. But it's like, what is it? Like, what are you about? So answer that for yourself. That is not power hour work, but that's homework from this power hour. I want you to be able to answer when someone asks you the question, like, what are you about? Because I find in my journey, the more and more I get positionally elevated in leadership, the more people ask me questions like that. Not what do you do, but what are you about, Ashley? Like, what are you doing? Like, what's your thing? I'm like, oh, my thing can't be Young Living, because Young Living actually existed before me, and Young Living will exist after me. So it's not like Young Living isn't my thing. It wasn't what was like birthed from me and my passion. It's something I have the honor and privilege of plugging into. But each of us have a unique gift and purpose that we get to plug people into through an avenue like Young Living, or through an avenue like coaching a kid's sport, or through an avenue like your church. So lots of all kinds of out of the box everywhere thinking tonight. But that is because I want you to start thinking about, excuse me, this is so gross, I'm sorry. Real life people, good thing that I can build a business online, right? It's so nasty. What I want you to start thinking about is, instead of looking around the world and thinking, who can I meet today because I need to sell someone a kit because I need to get free sensation, or I need $50, or I need to hit silver this month, like whatever it is, here's the deal. You don't need anybody. You actually do not. What you do need is ready for this? You need for people to feel different because of an encounter with you. Like, you need that at your core of who you are. Most of us want people to remember us, recognize us, and wait for it, connect us to others. So most of us like it when we walk into a room and we say hey to a bunch of people, and then someone there says, guess what? Hey, Dana, I have somebody here. Man, you're going to love her. You guys are going to have so many shared interests. Your husbands are going to, I've been thinking about you. I want to connect you to her. So just as an example, I want you to start thinking through that a little bit, where most of us don't actually need to be seen. We need to be known, and we need to we need to feel understood. So other people, guess what they need? They need to be seen a little. Really, they need to feel known, and they need connections to others. So you, every time you go out, instead of looking for people to invite to a class or looking for people to enroll or to become your Facebook friend, if you look to help someone feel known, you will sell all the kids. So that is my premise for tonight. And I will give you a couple of real life examples. And I will also say this is slightly non-textbook, because the method is like, just be real. I meet people, I listen to them. Whatever I think is awesome about them, I tell them it's awesome. Not as a lie, but I find what I think is awesome and talk to them more about that. Like if I met a lady this weekend and she is buying a kit tomorrow, so excited. Here's the deal. No clue she was ever going to be interested. Never told her what I did for a living. Never talked to her about an oil. I learned about her and her husband. They sing karaoke 3 nights a week. They're retired. They go to our favorite little island once every quarter. Super cool people. We became Facebook friends. I asked her about her band that she used to be in. I asked her the name of the town she grew up in, how old her grandkids were, what her neighborhood's like. And she was like, she loved it. She messaged me, hey, I want to buy some supplements. Young Living's the company I saw that you work for. Sounds awesome. Can you help me understand how to navigate this? Not because of magic, not because I'm awesome, but literally because when I look around at a room anymore, I want to help people feel known. And if I make 5 people every time I'm in an interaction feel known, guess what? That is legit multiple times a day. So I expose myself multiple times a day in person and multiple times a day online. And the way that I'm saying that for me online is, yes, of course, it's personal posts on Instagram and Facebook, but I also have groups that I post in that are things I'm interested in. I love fitness. I love running. I sort of love being a mom. I'm kidding. I love being a mom, but I don't always post in those groups, but sometimes I do. So at the end of the day, when I haven't had a lot of interaction in person, I especially pour into those places. So I post questions. I go through and comment. I'm in lots of women that podcast groups now, just something I started doing because I felt like I should. My goal every day is to love on 20 of those women that are like, this is crazy. One person listened to my episode this week. And I'm like, you know what, girlfriend? I didn't listen to your episode, but I clicked on your profile and your marketing is genius. How did you come up with that yellow and turquoise color scheme? Because here's the deal. I actually want to know. It's not fake. It's actually not being salesy. Didn't even ask them what they do for a living. It's me just talking. And we say this a lot in our business, but I want you to start feeling that this is something you can't measure because it's personal growth and leadership development. Examples, a couple more examples. I'm sorry, we are going to get in the Power Hour segment, but this really is what I want you to wrap your head around. Think about 5 people you spend your most time with. Think about what their interests are, what they do, and if you're interested in those things they are, because that's a partnership, right? Like if your best friend is a knitter and you love knitting, awesome. Y'all should probably start like a local knitting club together, right? Say there's people you don't have interests that match. Well, then you go ahead and you look out to the great interwebs and you find things you're interested in and you plug into them. They can be online. They can be in person. I love running. I have a child that likes to run. So I could just have him in a running group, but I am always looking to expand my influence at every opportunity. So what do? I coach a kid's running group that my kid is in, not because I want new contacts, but because it's like-minded people and I want to attract those people. I want them to be attracted to me first and then see Young Living as part of my life. So another example is whatever you do at your place of worship. So for me, it's my church. I have never at my church done something that would expose me to the most adults. Like I've never been like, today I think that I'll do infant pickup because I actually think every parent will talk to me about their child. Like that might be true, but it's not my jam. So my jam, I love talking to people, connecting them to each other and connecting them to God and deepening their relationship. So I try different things all the time where I am in a position where I might be a leader, but usually a one-on-one person leader, right? Like not a leader of group, but I get to talk one-on-one, and then I get to expose a little bit of what's happening through me to them, and they get to see it and connect. So just think about your gifts, your talents, and your interests, and find places where you are loving and serving people in those. Loving and serving. Serving people will always lead you, right? Will always lead you to grow in your community. Will always, always lead you to honoring people before selling a kit. When you honor people and you grow a community, I can guarantee you, you will have at least 2 people this weekend that want to help you continue to foster that sense of connectionship or relationship. And you know what? They'll buy a kit because they're buying you. So, what you're going to do for the next, we're going to do 12 minutes of amazingness. I want you to get out a piece of paper, or it can be electronically through your phone, and I want you to write down, like this will be the first 2 minutes where you're just brainstorming, past 5 places you've been, okay? Past 5 people you've talked to today. You can look at your phone. And if you need to, I mean, you could look in person too, but your phone. And I want you to write down, we're gonna do 5, 5, 5, 5 qualities that you want in people that you share the oils with. They could be open-minded. Um, they could be kind. It could be trustworthy. It could be health conscious. It could be goal oriented. It could be lonely. It could be feeling apathetic. I mean, just it might sound weird, but your market that you're trying to attract right now is different than my market. All of you guys have a different one. So write that down and do a brain dump. Don't spend the whole time doing that. And then what I want you to do is I want you to contact, ready for this? The next 5 people that you want on that list of who you talked to today. So it could be that girl that you stalk her Facebook, that you don't ever like her photos because you don't really like her. You should probably work on that in your heart, right? So go ahead and take action to it. It could be that you go to a coffee shop and you work by this girl you went to high school with, and you like never talk to her. You see her, kind of wave at her, but you don't really talk to her, and you're like, okay, here's the deal. You want to attract people into your business that are of the qualities that you value. So sometimes it's people that you're intimidated to talk to. Sometimes it's people you're a little jealous of. And sometimes, guys, it's the people that you look at, those 5 people you wrote down that you talked to last, and not one of them has a kit yet. Come on, somebody. Like, let's start there, right? So just think through this, giving you lots of strategy. We're going to go ahead. We're going to take 12 minutes, and I want y'all to work it. If you can contact more than 5 people, maybe there's not conversation back and forth, then go ahead and love on those first 5 if you haven't already. Welcome them to our community. And then after that, to understand the process, keep going 5 people by 5 people until you grow a list of 200 people, and you know the qualities that you want to attract to them. You know maybe where you've known them from. You know how to kind of chat with them a little bit. So let's go ahead, see how far we can get, and we'll share wins in 12 minutes. All right, who has some wins to share? If you don't have a win with chatting with people, maybe you didn't have a great conversation and you don't have a 5 one-on-one schedule with these people for this weekend or next week, because again, it's not just short-term goals, but maybe you're like, my win is I wrote down this stuff and I'm feeling a shift in the way I'm thinking, or I'm feeling a shift in how I'm approaching things. So come on, let's get a couple of shares. If you don't want to talk on here, you can also type it in the comments box and I'll read it out loud.
I'll talk.
Yeah.
Hey, hey, everybody. So, my wins, I love those columns. I love that idea of where were you, and everything you said before about just, meeting people and not talking about oils, just finding value, making them feel valued. I'm sorry, here come my children.
Okay.
I'll talk quick. They were burning the house down, making cookies. I just had a couple of people that I needed to follow up with, and here, thanks. That and just got some really nice responses. So kind of taking that time, thinking about these things, but then scheduling some two people that signed up and just kind of followed up. They signed up this morning and just kind of following up with them, just making that connection. And so um, winning, not didn't schedule 10 classes, but just, following up on the 3 classes that I've had over the past couple of days. So it's good stuff.
Good.
All right, here they come again. I'm turning my microphone off.
So, guys, the 5 places you've been, I think it's a really interesting indicator because most of us don't realize it. Um, like, we don't realize it, but we actually, a lot of times, say our priorities are one thing, but our calendar says something different. So, your past 5 places, I think a great example is if your past 5 places, if one of them on there, I guess family's so hard for me to say 'cause it's also a weekend night doing this. If you say like your Young Living business, or maybe a different business, maybe you're a teacher, or maybe you're whatever you do, if you say your job is like one of your priorities and you love it, it would be interesting to me if something related to that wasn't on those past 5, right? Do you understand what I'm saying? Like it for the most part will show your priorities because it'll show like what you've done. And so, I mean, it's kind of lame sometimes, but like I look today, legitimately, I was at a swim meet for 7 hours. So mine says swim meet. Mine says running with my running partner this morning. So I was in Harborview, just an area near me. And then last night I was at Lidl swim practice. And the place before then, I was away with my husband and we were at our favorite winery. Where, so when I wrote down that, the 2 places I met someone new were the swim meet today and the winery, right? So they were on my 5 people, like my 5 people to contact. So I contacted the mom of a swimmer and just chatted. Like Adam was so kind today to Avery. It was really cool seeing them because he's older, he's older than him. So I just kind of said that. That's all I said. Here's a picture I took. Yay. Like that's literally what I did. Because here's the deal. I want her to click on my profile and I want her to like fish around. I want her to scroll around. I want her to click on my employment, look at what that means. I want her to play in my profile pictures. And then I want her to message me back. And I want her to know, oh, she does something strange with natural thing. I'm kidding. I just want her to know something before she responds. Because that's what we usually should do to other people. So think through that a little bit. Hannah said I wrote down a bunch of things, made a list of qualities that helped me figure out some of the things that I do have that are in common with people. Yes, yes, the qualities, what you do have, what you love doing, go from there. So, what we're going to do next is we're going to work again in a similar fashion where instead of you saying just random prospects, I want you to think more now that we're digging a little deeper into this concept of attracting people that are awesome, but it's because you are realizing the awesome qualities of yourself, developing those awesome qualities. So let's go ahead and work on 5 more people. And really, in a 10-minute segment, you should be able to do more than 5. I mean, my goal is always 10 to 15. So think about that. Some messages. I love voice memos. My voice sounds kind of funky right now, but something I love to show on here. And it's going to be awkward. I'm not going to maybe like for me, I don't want to be weird because it's a real person. There's this girl I messaged last time that I met in Whole Foods 2 years ago that I like loop back with every few months. We both have kids the same ages. We both have kids that swim, like all this stuff. So I just messaged her, hey, how's the season going for you? I'm not sure if your husband's home or not, military home or not, but just you were on my mind. I'm wondering how things are. Because she was. It was like literally when we said people, I was like, oh, I should message her. So I would normally, if I voiced it like this, I would leave a voice memo that said, hey April, it's Ashley. I know it's been a while. Just checking back with you. Wanted to see how Malcolm's doing with swimming right now, and just what's going on with you as a military spouse. Is your husband home or out to sea? And how's that all going? Send, like, I would do it. And how you leave a voice memo. This is hilarious because people ask all the time. I'm going to use one of my silvers on my team. Michelle Brennan, I'm sorry. But right here, you see that little microphone? Do y'all see that? Okay, so you press it and it kind of holds up like this and you're recording. Hey, Michelle, it's Ashley. I'm trying to show everybody how to record a Facebook voice memo. And I just wanted to, remind them of how important it is to hear the inflection, to hear the tone, and to truly just get a feel for actually what you're saying and not just the words that are like directly coming out of your mouth. Because you can't tell people's expression from words like you can't tell, right? But you can when you hear their voice. So anyway, thanks for letting me practice on you. I know I messaged you above, but anyway, just wanted to try that. So want y'all to think about that too, because that is a message that's warmer communication. It's actually more personal than typing. It's also won't erase. Like a text, when you leave a voice to text, if you're on an iPhone, it'll erase unless they keep it. So with the Facebook, it won't erase. It's a minute time limit. So as I blow my nose because it's so attractive, I will not be leaving voice memos, but let's work on at least 5, but goal is 10 more people. We're gonna do 10 minutes, then we'll connect one more time to give our wins, and I will send you guys out with a go work for 10 more minutes, okay? So let's go ahead and do that. Have fun, connect with people. If you don't know how to just like randomly connect, then hopefully if you listened to Rachel's Power Hour last night, you already have a class set up that you can plug them into, or if you're a gal on here that loves to connect with people one-on-one, you go ahead and if they message back to you, just have a clear sense of, when you can meet with someone. Or I tend to not meet in person. I tend to say I need to have 15 to 30 minutes to chat on the phone with you, and I have them sign up right at their own phone or desktop while we're talking. All right, let's go work, 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 work. All right. Do you guys have some wins to share? No wins? Come on. Somebody got some kind of warm and fuzzy good contact tonight. No? I know. So gross. But here's what I'm going to encourage you with. So for me, at that time, I actually sent lots of messages. I didn't get any interaction back. And then I sent some messages to people I know that might be like the maybes for class I'm having tomorrow for a girl on my team. Um, what I'm going to encourage you to do as we sign off is I want you to spend another 10 minutes and just really do a work segment with yourself and try to get people who are going to want to talk to you soon that you want to really feel like you've either seen lately or you can kind of rekindle something with. But tomorrow, when you wake up, think about these values, these qualities of who you want to be. Think about the people you surround yourself most with, and think about who you want to attract and grow every day and start becoming that person. I would recommend that you listen to podcasts. I'm not going to tell you which ones because I can recommend probably 50. But if you go on iTunes, there's a ton that are helpful under business, marketing, self development. You can look under spiritual growth, all kinds of things that I find helpful. I also will tell you books. Um, Leaders or readers, like it's the truth, right? Even if you don't like to read, it's just true. So just start spending some time working on yourself and find out how successful you'll become at being a better wife, mother, if those are roles you play, a business person, an employee, an employer, whatever the things are that are near and dear to your heart, you'll grow, right? Because your mind is expanding and your heart expands along with it. So spend the next 10 minutes, go ahead, rock it out. For this one, I want you to focus more on those like short term. You're like, okay, these are people I've connected with pretty well, and I think I can connect with them and introduce them to the kit and get my not just my free sensation, but my $100 and get them a life changing kit that's worth like almost $400 basically for 165, and I can get them introduced to ER, life changing experience, replacement mind all day long. So I love it. Hannah said I talked with 4 other people and I got a few got back to her. She checked about her in for class tomorrow and has 2 one-on-ones for next week. Yes, girl, that was an effective 10 minutes for you. So it's all about the power, not in the hour, but in the minute. So take these 10 minutes, make them winning moments and formative moments, and not just your life, um, but just in the person you're becoming. So not moments that you remember for what happened in them, but the moments you grew into who you know you're destined to be. So thanks for spending time with me. I'll go ahead and just cut this off because we won't share again. But I want you to spend until 9:16 rocking it out, working for the last segment of this Power Hour. Thanks for spending your time with me tonight.